Okay, welcome back again for our technology series. This lesson is going to talk about the CAD practice activity that we have for doing a house plan design. Now this is going to be a very basic house plan. We're not interested in trying to draw this thing with accurate wall thicknesses and a lot of detail. We don't really have a lot of time for it, but this activity is just designed to help you become a little more comfortable with some of the CAD commands and to think about what would be a good layout for a floor plan, and think about those things like flow through a house, kitchen cabinets and counters, bathrooms and fixtures, just some basic designs and some basic sizes. So I've prepared this PDF packet for you to look at, which describes the project and also some information you will need that will help you with planning. So let's just go through this really quickly. To become more familiar with the CAD, I have a floor plan template that's already an AutoCAD file. You're going to download it from either the Moodle or the school Canvas. To your H drive folder, and you're going to open it up in actually AutoCAD instead of ProjeCAD. It's set up to work in feet and inches already, and the grid is actually already set to 1 foot increments, which means you can make everything work out to 1 foot measurements if you'd like, almost like drawing this house plan out on a piece of graph paper. When you are entering feet and inches, like let's say you want to make a wall exactly 12 feet 6 inches long, you would type it as 12'6", no spaces, no inch symbol, hit enter, and the measurement will go to that correct size. You have a template with two basic house shapes. You can do a regular rectangular house or an L-shaped house. The outside dimensions are set for you. You must decide how you would like to design the interior house. You may not make the house smaller or larger. Those are the sizes that you have to work with. So you have to try to work within the space that you're provided. Doorways can be left as just breaks in the walls, or you can represent them with a doorway that shows swing. Walls will just be a single line. And use this packet to help determine sizes and plumbing fixtures so you can add more details if time allows. Your house has to contain these minimum features. It must have at least 3 bedrooms with closets. It must have a living room or a family room. It may have both if you have the space for it. You must have a kitchen. You must have a dining room or a dinette area. A dinette area is usually a small eating area off the kitchen with a table. Kind of like a breakfast nook. You can have a full dining room or have that. You must have at least 1 full bath and 1 half bath. A half bath contains a sink and a toilet, whereas a full bathroom contains a bathtub as well. You may include any additional features. You want to design some really cool special rooms for your house, go for it. But you will be labeling your rooms. So here's a really crude, a very rough example of what this could look like for your plan. A kitchen area, we're going to include a kitchen counter and basic fixtures like a stove, a sink, and a refrigerator. Label your dining area. Doorways can just be breaks. Family room, master bedroom with a bathroom, and again we can abbreviate. WIC stands for walk-in closet. A laundry area, another full bathroom, bedroom 1, bedroom 2 with closets. So that's a really basic thing on how this can look. So we're going to take a look at some other examples that I have included. As we continue down through this packet, now you'll see that the packet has some vocabulary on. These are just things that are intended for the architectural drawing class, not for you guys, so don't worry about that. The reason why I included this page is it gives you some basic room sizes, so try to follow these guides when you're trying to figure out some basic room sizes. It doesn't mean that a living room has to be exactly 14 by 20. It may be 16 by 16, 15 by 18, whatever works for you. These are just some basic guidelines to try to follow. They could be a little bit larger, a little bit smaller. A bathroom is typically 5 foot measurement is given because that's the length of a standard bathtub. Again, it could be a little bit bigger, but you can go with those measurements there. I would definitely try to keep hallways. I know it says 3.5 to 4 feet wide, so since you're using a grid, go with 4 foot wide. Closet depth is going to be 2 to 3 feet wide. When you make your doors, I know we have some different sizes for doors. I would just say make every door about 3 feet wide just to keep your drawing easy to work with. And there are some other representations here. Here's a page just to show you how we draw different type of doors on plans. So if you do have time and you go back and you want to add some detail to your doorway rather than just a break in the wall, here's how you would just make a standard swinging door. A bifold door, sliding doors, pocket doors, or doors that slide into the wall, and some other examples. I know we didn't talk about doing windows, but feel free to go and add some details if you have some time in class to add some other window designs. General wall thicknesses, even though we're just representing walls by single lines, here's how they would be represented on a real architectural plan. I think the symbols would be important for you to know because you have to plan for sizes for sinks, dishwashers, refrigerators, ranges. However, I have provided you some templates on the actual CAD project we'll look here at in just a moment. Kitchen cabinets, base cabinets, the cabinets that you, with your countertop, they're typically 24 inches deep. The cabinets that hang on the wall are typically 12 inches deep, so think about these sizes when you're laying out your kitchen. In architectural drawing class, we actually draw this thing called a kitchen work triangle, that if you draw a triangle from the middle of the sink to the range to the refrigerator, you add up the three sides of that triangle, and that perimeter should add up to be between 12 and 20 feet. If it's less than 12 feet, that kitchen's a little small. If it's over 20 feet, you're running around quite a bit. So you may want to think about your design. Stacking closets is always a great thing to do. You want to try to maximize space as much as you can. Try to keep hallways to a minimum as well. The hallway is just designed to get you from point A to point B, and that's about it, so why waste a lot of space with them? Here are some other plumbing fixtures that you can look at to use for sizes. So all of this is here for you as a reference. Now let's look at the actual CAD file. So here's what you're going to get when you open up that AutoCAD file. There's your rectangular house, there's your L-shaped house. If I zoom in close onto the grid, you'll see the grid blocks will go to 1 foot per grid mark. And you can actually snap to those grids as you start to draw. So as you start to add lines to represent your room, you can start to count across. It looks like snap is currently turned off, so I'm going to turn that on. Now I'm actually snapping to that grid, which would make it very helpful for you as you start to draw lines in to draw in your rooms. And we'll escape out of that line command, and there's a room, and you can count the grid blocks to see how big you made that. If you want to cut a doorway, I would recommend using the break command. Okay, so here's our trim command, and we probably want to use a break command. That's a modify. I don't see it here, so let's click this box a little bit larger, and here is our actual break command. The nice thing about a break command, if you hover, it'll even tell you how to make it work. If you stay over that long enough, it'll show you what's going on. You're going to make 2 clicks. So I'm going to break that door from, say, that grid point down to that grid point, and now I just made a 3-foot opening with the break. So again, the break command, use it to break your doors. We'll break it from, say, that portion of the line to that part. And there we've broken in some doorways. You can add other details later if you want to. Add your closets. Here are a bunch of plumbing fixtures for you. This column represents refrigerators. That multiple set of lines represents the door, so you want to make sure that that's the front. I've included them all 4 directions so you don't have to rotate them. Here are some ranges. These are electric ranges. And again, this little line here represents the front. That represents the handle to the oven. Some sinks, toilets, bathtubs, and some vanities. Vanities are smaller sinks for bathrooms. Now if you want to move one of these, they're already grouped together. Just select one, go to your move command, click on it, and click wherever you want to go with it. You may want to turn the snap off down here so that when you move it, you can move it in finely so you can get tight in against the wall. And we'll move it again up. Now, ortho is turned on, so we've talked in class about turning ortho on and off so you can move freely. So then you can move those fixtures around. Let's say you're going to put a kitchen down here. Well, we said the kitchen counters are typically 2 feet wide, so you want to come out 2 grid blocks. We're going to turn snap back on again. And we'll come out 2 grid blocks, and there would be the width of the countertop. And if you want to put a sink in there, we'll select this sink. I'm going to turn off ortho and snap down here at the bottom of the screen. So now when I go to the move command, I can move this thing. There we go, ortho's off now. I can fine tune where I want to put this sink. And you can again go through and continue making all of your plans. So those are some of the basic commands to work with in this program. If you do decide you want to rotate something, like let's say you want a range on an angle, well, I'll select the range, and here's your rotate command. And if I click on it, and again, you need to have ortho off. If ortho is turned on, you're only going to be able to snap at every 90-degree angle. So I'm going to go down here again, turn ortho off, and now I can rotate that range any way I want to. So again, to use those commands, select the object first, go to rotate, click on it, because it always asks you in the command line, specify a base point. And now you can rotate it and do whatever you want to with these things. That is entirely up to you how you want to try to do it. So remember, break command, is a useful command for this. Rotate and move. And then your line command to draw in your lines. So good luck, and try to make a really nice creative plan.